Yo, this is crazy, yo, man. Like, this is guy, he's like real popular, like on TikTok or whatever. And he's like, they call him like the Nepo baby or whatever. So this dude, oh my God, this is crazy. He's doing like a deep dive into like Erika Kirk, and he's just like exposing her, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. Hold up. This is insane.
So about a year ago, I was brutally canceled off the internet for having a billionaire father as well as political connections.
So this is like a video that people are trying to like scrub off of the internet. He even went as far as to go on like a mock TikTok account to try to like post this. And he's only got like, I think on that account, I think it's like 5 or 6 videos, and they got like mad views, bro. And he's got like mad like followers too off of it.
So about a year ago, I was brutally canceled off the internet for having a billionaire father as well as political connections. But tonight, I'm going to use that privilege to expose what really happened with Erika Kirk. Because once you understand how these elite circles actually operate, the entire mystery around her becomes incredibly obvious. So take a seat, grab a bag of popcorn, because I might get deleted for posting this. So in order to fully understand what happened with this crazy bitch, you need to understand the fundamentals of politics themselves. So politics operate very much like a social club with a social hierarchy. So at the very top, there are the billionaires who write 9-figure checks to the puppet class, also known as politicians, who in return give the billionaire class undying loyalty on the issues that matter to them most. Now, the most important thing for you to drill in your fucking head to really understand the story is that you may look at a President Obama, for example, and think that he is at the top of the social pyramid. That is absolutely not true. When there are these private dinner meetings with billionaires and with past presidents or potential future presidents or even a current president, they're at the very bottom of the fucking barrel. If you were to compare it to a social hierarchy in a high school, for example, the billionaire is the superintendent of the entire school board. And a President Obama, for example, is like the president of student council. He actually has no power over the school whatsoever. It's completely performative. Every single time you've ever voted.
Yeah, we all kind of know this stuff though, but the way he just described it is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Shout out to all his mental, yeah.
You are really voting for
like, yo, like think of the billionaires like the superintendent of this whole thing. Like, yo, how he describes this is crazy. Yo, what is she gonna do? Because hey, that if you type in Erika Kirk right now, people reacting to this. They going back and listening to Candace Owens.
Are these private dinner meetings with billionaires and with past presidents or potential future presidents or even a current president. They're at the very bottom of the fucking barrel. If you were to compare it to a social hierarchy in a high school, for example, the billionaire is the superintendent of the entire school board. And a President Obama, for example, is like the president of student council. He actually has no power over the school whatsoever. It's completely performative. Every single time you've ever voted, you are really voting for someone that was handpicked for you by a billionaire who doesn't want to run themselves because they are busy ruining the planet. And honestly, being a politician is seen, as I said, in these social circles, at these dinner parties, as a very lowly job. So in summary, every single person who has made it to the level of a vice president or a president is nothing but a billionaire's bitch. So then this brings us to the fundamentals needed to understand the story of Charlie and Erika Kirk. So in 2018, a former pageant queen, Miss Arizona, Miss Erika Franzfey, stumbled into the brand new Turning Point USA office in Phoenix, Arizona. While she was there, she very quickly bumped into Charlie Kirk, who then flew her to New York City for her job interview at a burger joint, a restaurant called Bill's Burgers. At which point during the job interview, Charlie Kirk said, "Forget the interview, forget the job. I actually think I'm going to date you because that's super professional." But That's what happened. Erika completely jumped at the chance to date Charlie because he was already anointed by the billionaire class that funded and controlled Turning Point USA as the person that was going to be the next president of the United States. This was not something that was a secret. This was not something that was implicit. This was something that was explicit in several conversations. Everybody knew that Charlie Kirk one day would run to be president, and it was a running comment, a running joke that Erika Kirk would one day be the first lady. This was her life goal, and this was the plan, and the only reason in 2021 she married Charlie Kirk. She did not marry Charlie, she married the trajectory of the presidency and proximity to power, which is what she always wanted. Erika Kirk was never a stay-at-home wife. She was the operator. She hosted the donor dinners, she schmoozed the billionaires, she sealed the checks, and she ran all of the events. This is documented. Charlie was nothing but the face. He was the schmuck, the puppet that went to university to embarrass college kids, to then clip them on social media and raise money for his political campaign disguised as a charity. That's all it ever was. And Erika was the one that upkept and fostered the relationships with the billionaire class. The agreement for them was very simple. Do what you're told, ride the youth wave to the White House, and then become president and first lady of the United States. But things didn't go quite according to plan, because somewhere along the line, Charlie Kirk grew the tiniest little piece of a spine. So in 2024, Charlie began defecting on some issues that were very important to the billionaires that owned him, specifically issues regarding foreign policy. The donors began to panic that their puppet was defecting on the only issue that actually matters to them, so they attempted to appeal to him through the only lever of control they had left, which was his wife. Erika then began pestering Charlie every single night, which put immense strain on their marriage. Support the war, do what you're told, you're ruining everything that we built together. And it actually got to the point where this is documented that a priest had to be called to pray over their collapsing marriage, which I believe detonated the night of September 9th, the night before Charlie was murdered. Erika herself...
All right, this is scary, bro. All his mental said he is speaking straight facts. Charlie stopped bowing to Israel. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. This is scary, bro. For her to let's finish listening.
Admitted on national television that at 2:30 in the morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could rest better before Utah. In the morning, Charlie grabbed his ring and his necklace from the bathroom and left for this huge...
Wait, how does he know that, though? 2:30 in the morning, she urged him to sleep downstairs?
The night before Charlie was murdered. Erika herself admitted on national television that at 2:30 in the morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could...
Oh, in the daughter's room. Okay, so she admitted on national television. Okay.
Could rest better before Utah. In the morning, Charlie grabbed his ring and his necklace from the bathroom and left for this huge, very important event without saying goodbye to his wife. It's been reported that shortly before his assassination, he messaged one of his friends saying, "It feels like it's over." A lot of people interpreted this as him talking about his life, but I think it's very obvious he was talking about his marriage. I think the night of September 9th, there was a fight, and Charlie and Erika decided that they would be getting a divorce. Now, I believe the only explanation that makes any sense is around the same time of Charlie messaging his friends that it's over in reference to his marriage.
Now, just wait.
Erika also messaged the donors saying it's over, not only in reference to her marriage to Charlie, but in reference to all hope being lost.
Why would she be messaging the donors that it's over? Like, why is she messaging the donors? Allegedly.
His friends that it's over in reference to his marriage. Erika also messaged the donors saying it's over, not only in reference to her marriage to Charlie, but in reference to all hope being lost that he would ever come back to their side politically, because he literally texted.
And then, like, if you somebody's wife, you guys are supposed to ride and die together to the end. Like, if he makes a decision that he doesn't want to support whatever, then you don't run to the donors. Like, that's like, bro, now I see what Candace Owens be talking about with her, bro. Like, why are you running to the donors telling them anything? Like, what? Like, come on, bro.
other people that he would be leaving the Israel cause. Now, from the donor's perspective,
I like how he did that because he know you can't really talk like that on social media, gang.
the looming divorce between Charlie and Erika not only could represent the end of Turning Point USA from an optics perspective, would be absolutely catastrophic, but also represents the fact that the very last string on their puppet, which was Erika, is gone. So they had no choice but to do what the mob does when you don't listen to them after you take their money, which is to get rid of you. And we all know what happened next. Conveniently, a 22-year-old from 142 yards away with the best shot in the entire world got rid of Charlie just in time to save Turning Point USA and anoint the new CEO, which is, of course, Erika Kirk. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erika Kirk. And I think
she has been. And I know a lot of these political puppet commentator bloggers are trying to act like they don't understand, like, this is weird how she's acting. She's been acting like mad strange. She's like thrust into the spotlight and she's so happy and elated. It's just like she hasn't even like publicly like, I mean, she has like kind of shed tear. Like, it looked a little forced to me. I'm not going to lie. But it is kind of strange, bro. This whole situation seems bizarre to me.
I think that thing we're all registering as inauthenticity is actually guilt. Just in time to save Turning Point USA and anoint the new CEO, which is, of course, Erika Kirk. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erika Kirk. And I think that thing we're all registering as inauthenticity is actually guilt. Not only did Erika Kirk immediately accept the lone gunman narrative that doesn't make any sense for a multitude of reasons, she actually scolded the public for demanding answers and for being skeptical. The only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it and why. Within 72 hours of the assassination, the domain Vance Kirk 2028 was purchased. Erika immediately sprints to take the throne of her dead husband by becoming CEO of Turning Point USA and publicly forgives the shooter on camera before we can even actually establish if he really was the killer or if he acted alone. Bullshit, and if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot. And just this week, the orange puppet appointed her to sit on the exact same seat on the US Air Force Academy board that Charlie once had, advising on foreign policy. The very foreign policy.
How is she like, that was really weird. Like, why are they appointing her to like some Air Force board to advise on foreign policy? Like, what is that about?
Fucking idiot. And just
like, she was just trying to get like a regular job. And then
this week, the orange puppet appointed her to sit on the exact same seat on the US Air Force Academy board that Charlie once had, advising on foreign policy. The very foreign policy that created the emotional turbulence in her marriage with Charlie, leading to a divorce, and also the same foreign policy that ultimately got him killed. 2028 is already written. You can expect to see her name on the VP shortlist. There is a reason they are marketing her as the widow that overcame tragedy, and Erika is finally getting what she married for all along.
Oh, he not done, bro.
Is the information I am about to expose right now is going to completely ruin Erika Kirk's entire story. I can't even believe I'm filming this. So I got an email today from someone that works at Allo. I'm going to, of course, keep their identity anonymous. This person emailed me, and I'll put it on the screen, that they work at Allo, and they looked up Erika's account. And it appeared that
hold on.
Never been so scared.
Some people don't know. Allo is like some clothing company. They sell like super cheap clothing that's like really expensive.
In my entire life, because the information I am about to expose right now is going to completely ruin Erika Kirk's entire story. I can't even believe I'm filming this. So I got an email today from someone that works at Aloe. I'm going to, of course, keep their identity anonymous. This person emailed me, and I'll put it on the screen, that they work at Aloe, and they looked up Erika's account. And it appeared that she had spent over $1,000 buying Aloe clothing the day after Charlie was... I can't remember everything she bought, but it was all black clothing. Obviously, it's not that important, but I personally found it super sketchy. I also don't know. And then she says something about where Erika lives. I'm not going to include that. You can see it clear as day on the receipt, which I will show you guys for transparency, that Erika Francevey, her maiden name, purchased $1,043.30 worth of clothing on September 11th, 2025 at 11:10 a.m. Guys, put this into perspective. I'm looking it up here. Charlie Kirk was announced to be at 4 p.m. on September 10th. Not even 24 hours later, Erika went home, woke up in the morning, and bought an Aloe tracksuit. I don't even know what's more egregious to me. The fact that she went on...
She bought a tracksuit? Oh my God, bro. She ain't care about Charlie at all. Allegedly. Bruh, if your spouse passes away and it's a huge big deal, it's caught on camera and you see them take one to the neck, you going shopping the next day, less than 24 hours after this happened, to buy a tracksuit?
On a shopping spree, not even 24 hours after her husband was publicly assassinated, or the fact that she shops at Aloe, because let's be honest, their clothing is extremely overpriced for really, really cheap material. I hate Aloe. And the reason this doesn't...
Yeah, my son wanted me to take him. I went in there and it was like $145 for like a shirt. I was like, "Is you crazy?" And it felt like a flimsy, like little shirt. I'm like, this had Aloe on it. You know, high school is me. Get out of here. I didn't see no like funeral clothes or nothing in there. It was all like just regular clothes and like tracksuits and stuff. Erika, what is you doing?
husband was publicly assassinated, or the fact that she shops at Aloe, because let's be honest, their clothing is extremely overpriced for really, really cheap material. I hate Aloe. And the reason this doesn't make any sense is because, like I was saying before, if she was buying like a black sweater, like all of Aloe's clothing like has a fat ass ugly Aloe logo on it. Yeah. And it's gym clothes. It's gym clothes. You're not going to wear gym clothes to the wake, which leads me to believe it had nothing to do with any. She just wanted to go on a shopping spree. It's giving Gone Girl. Like, please.
That's like, he's gone. Now I got unlimited access to all of the financials. Now I could just really go crazy, because she probably would have had to go to him to be like, hey, you know, I want to buy some Aloe clothes. He probably would have been like, why are you spending that much money on that? She ain't got to ask no more. He's not here. Now I'm just about to go and buy what I want. Bruh.
Tell me I'm not crazy, and like this is not the most insane thing you've ever heard. And if you don't believe me that this is true, the third screenshot I have, it has her mailing address on it, and it has her email and her information, which I have verified. It is her. So do not make me release that, because I'm not going to leak someone's address. I don't care who they are. I'm not.
Yeah, but you just leaked her transactions. Yo, what? Oh, Lord, bro.
Doing that. But like, the facts are the facts. She went on a shopping spree. Guys.
Man, there's some... Erika, I don't want to directly address her, right? If a person is this capable of callousness, not caring, that is scary, bro. And so it kind of like when you go back to what he was saying earlier, like when Charlie was sending that message saying, like, I think it's over. Maybe it was the marriage, right? And then she's messaging the donors, like, I think it's over, all of that. For her to go shopping less than 24 hours after all of this is insane to me, bro.
Literally, think about it. Before the body was even cold, she woke up in the morning, went online, and bought this cheap ass clothing and got it shipped to her house. And I'm really not trying to be over dramatic.
Bro, I would be so distraught. Like, I wouldn't be able to eat. I'm not going to be on some website checking out clothes. And like how when you're on a site, you're checking out clothes and doing all, it's just like a big convoluted process. You got to like really think about what you're doing, right? And it's just like, man, I ain't got time. I'm grieving. I don't know what's about to happen. I got to go to the funeral home, try to set up everything. I got to tell everybody in the family what's going on. I'm not trying to get no tracksuit. This is insane, gang.
Here, but I think this is one of the most.
What are we doing? I'm a little scared here. Oh man. Oh, there's more. Oh God. I'm a little freaked out here. I'm not gonna lie. Is she really this evil? I mean, I'm sorry, Erica. I didn't mean to say it like that. Is she really this like not caring? This is insane, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, he's still going. All right, so we're gonna get right back to it. Let's do this. Shoot. I was gonna change it. I'm not gonna change it. Let's just leave it alone.
Most significant pieces of information we have uncovered so far, because it's so telling of who she is. For those of you that have suffered a loss, for example, even if you suffer the loss of somebody who is maybe a grandparent, someone that's older, who you knew was getting sick, when you find out that they're gone forever, you are catatonically depressed. You cannot get out of bed for days. You're in a state of shock, even when it's not shocking, even if you knew the person was sick for years. And then for those of you listening to this who maybe have experienced.
Bro, I've had like friends or like relatives pass, and I'm just like, and disbelief. I gotta call off work. What? You know what I'm saying? Like people you care about, somebody you vows to. Less than 24 hours, you shopping like that is insane, bro. Now I see why Candace Owens been going crazy on her.
Experienced a very sudden loss. Maybe someone wasn't assassinated, but maybe it was a car accident. Maybe it was something of that nature where you had absolutely no idea something like this would happen. You're shocked. You're shocked. You won't be able to go to bed. You think you're in a nightmare. The husband was publicly assassinated, and you went on a shopping spree to Aloe, of all places. But to anywhere, but to Aloe? To buy gym clothes? To buy like a yoga mom outfit?
Yo, what?
Please tell me I'm not crazy. Please. Somebody please tell me I'm not crazy, because this is actually so fucking insane and I won't be able to sleep tonight. And for any of you fucking idiots that want to come on here and say, well, maybe she was shopping because she needed clothes for the funeral. Even if she was buying an appropriate funeral outfit, like a black coat and a black skirt, for example, it would still be absurd to buy that. Not even 24 hours, the morning after this happened. Because
you remember when Candace Owens, she put out a video saying that Erika Kirk needs to be investigated?
you would have been shocked. To buy an outfit for the funeral means you would have accepted this as reality. That is not how shock works. That is not how grief works for a normal person. And even if you want to bullshit me with that, no one's wearing leggings and a sports bra to their husband's funeral.
Oh my God, bro.
All of it. From the perspective of a grieving widow, a mom, and a battle-tested American. Good to see you again today.
I want to see if she looks genuine here.
Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be.
Look at them rings. I'm sorry. Look at that. I'm sorry. Am I guessing this? Why she got bro, she got the gaudiest rings on right now. This ain't the time to be showing your money.
Be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we...
Bro, she don't... Does she seem like a grieving person to y'all? I'm just asking y'all. I don't know.
We hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying. One thing. This is...
Because she tried to cry early on in the interview and no tears came out. So she just switched the subject like, all right, I can't do this. So she switches the subject.
My husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that. But this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my...
Why did you send him off at 2:30 in the morning to sleep? Could she have... Hey, I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying she did it. Nothing, right? Could she have just got wind of something could be going on and just be like, hey, I need you to go in another room. You know what I mean? So if something happens, she good. I don't know. I don't know. The Nepo baby dude got me thinking. I don't know, bro. I don't trust nobody, bro.
Babies and to my parents. One thing.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing.
What does she do with the joggers, bro? Why did you go to Aloe? Come on, Erika. Why'd you shop at Aloe? Less than... Hey, don't let none of this distract you from what that dude just said. Less than 24 hours. He showed it. Less than 24 hours. After that situation happened, she went online, shopped at Aloe, or she went to Aloe, whatever. She shopped and then had all that stuff brought to her house. Was she distraught then?
It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah.
All right, y'all know what I want to see now, man. Hold on. Y'all know where this is going. Because Candace Owens is going through her family tree, bro. She's saying she needs to be investigated. Oh, my God. Look at this.
All right, you guys.
Candace Owens says, here's why it's time for the police to question Erika Kirk. Oh, my God.
Straight to jail for questioning at least Erika. I don't care who's mad. I really do not care.
Oh, Candace! Oh, you know she don't care, bruh.
All right, you guys, straight to jail for questioning at least Erika. I don't care who's mad. I really do not care who wants to be upset after this episode. Really, you'll be wasting your breath.
Oh my
You can spend
God.
$1
Hit the
billion
like
on
button.
influencers because this is all becoming increasingly inexplicable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody in the comments said husband's dead, but she doing media appearances. Bro, I seen her get on stage with fireworks right after all of this. On some look at me like, oh my God, bro. And y'all trying to tell me Candace Owens is crazy? Oh no.
You are asking me to be an idiot, actually, and I cannot do that for you. Someone once commented beneath this show that if the situations were reversed and there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder or assassination of his wife, Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial. And I actually agree with that assessment. We are way beyond coincidence. This is now a full-blown conspiracy. So welcome back to Candace.
Candace, you gotta break this girl down, bro. That was your friend, Candace. That was your friend.
Look, I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erika Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning.
I'm sorry. Yo, she keeping it right. Hey, no, I have seen enough, Erika. She should be dragged into the cops. You know?
Like I said.
This ain't in relation to the video we just watched. This is like other stuff that she's been uncovering. She's been like finding out. Things kind of don't make sense here and there. I'm not saying Candace Owens is always right, but this is it's like other things that's prompting her to say this.
You can show me the person who disagrees with me on that after I will reveal to you what we can now confirm. You can show me that individual and I will show you a full blown fraud. That's the only people that would disagree with that assessment. I said to my team this morning that the amount of evidence that is now piling up, I would say against Erika Kirk, is almost akin to an NBC Dateline episode, except it's actually more simplified than that. Like Dateline, that show is way too complicated. We're effectively now playing a toddler's game of Blue's Clues. Now, for my international friends who don't know what Blue's Clues is, it's a child's program here in America where toddlers follow along a massive blue dog as he puts his paw prints on certain clues around a house, 3 clues, and they try to put together a picture in the end. What is Blue trying to say? Let's take out our handy dandy notebook and see what Blue is trying to say. Here's the mail that never fails. Okay, if you are an adult that is capable of basic logic, then I can tell you that Blue's Clues is probably not for you because it's not that exciting. It's pretty obvious, you know. Discovering that 1 + 1 = 2 is a very elementary concept, and that's effectively what that show is. And we are now arriving at that moment with Erika Kirk, and I'm going to tell you why. So yesterday and last week, we introduced to you Erika's best friend for over 15 years, a woman by the name of Tracy Martin. Now, we were working off of a tip that Tracy may have been with Erika when Erika got the call from Elizabeth and Mikey McCoy, because they were both on the phone, even though that was never revealed to the public until later. Tracy, I am told, because she's privatized her public profiles, but I am told that she has denied that claim. Okay, let's assume Tracy's telling the truth and that she was not with Erika on September 10th. That's not even relevant to what we're about to reveal to you, because what Tracy cannot deny is that her daughter is indeed Erika's assistant. I have confirmed that. And I want to be very clear here that this young woman did nothing wrong. She's not done anything wrong. I'm intentionally choosing not to name her daughter because I don't want people to...
Now, Candace has to be very careful how she talks about any of this. Reasons why, like, you know, Turning Point USA has almost unlimited means, it feels like, because we know the Jewish people are, you know, funding them, or was funding them for a while, right? So they have unlimited means and they got power. Judges, you know what I mean? You know, so you know, she got to make sure she not dragged into court. Another thing is, if she does go to court, this is going to make it seem like, see, I'm right. They're trying to shut me up. They're trying to see me cease and desist. They're trying to take me to court. They're trying to, you know what I mean? It's going to further play along in what she's doing. So they kind of have to figure out how to maneuver around all of this. But she got to be careful not to say too many names and not to make too many implications or how she does it.
Stalk her, to reach out to her, or to try to learn anything about her life. She, like I said, has done nothing wrong. And in many ways, she's just beginning her life, okay? She doesn't get to choose who her parents are, and who among us would not jump.
Yeah, and Candace, you know, I do want to say she got tons of money. Tons of money. Just her YouTube channel alone, like this has got like 5 million views. She gets tons of money daily. And her husband is worth crazy amounts of money. You know, so she got capital to fight if she needs to.
At an opportunity to go work with the wife of the CEO of a massive student organization like Turning Point USA. You would accept that job gleefully. That's a wonderful opportunity in life. So I just want to overstate here that this young woman needs to be left entirely alone. Okay. Choosing not to name her. However, it is a fact that she was supposed to go to UVU on September 10th. I remind you, this is Erika's assistant. And it sort of tracks, given Erika's public admission, that she too was considering going. But remember, Charlie told her, home needs you. Home needs you. So she was instead going to go meet him at the next event, which was in Colorado, slated for later that week. Charlie did not want her to go to the UVU event because the kids needed her. Home needs her. But he totally wanted her to become the chairman and the CEO of the company in his absence.
Get her, Candace, get her. I'm sorry, Erika. I didn't mean that. That slipped out. Sorry. Am I gassing this? I'm not gassing this. I guess I am gassing it a little. Get her, Candace.
Absence, right? Like that totally tracks. That makes perfect sense. Anyway. But the reason that Erika's assistant and her mother, Tracy, Erika's best friend, told people in their orbit something quite interesting, actually. The reason that they told her that they didn't go is different from the reason that Erika didn't go, obviously. Tracy and her daughter told people that Tracy had a bad feeling. Like I told you, we've confirmed that. Tracy had a bad feeling, and so she stopped her daughter from going to UVU. This is now confirmed. It's a fact. So let me carefully unpack to you why that is bananas. The day before, as we know, Charlie messages a group of people and says that he is abandoning the pro-Israel cause, and he means it, okay? He's also texting people who work at Turning Point USA, and he's saying he wants...
Charlie Kirk just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year, because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. And then somebody said, then Charlie Kirk said, Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this. And said, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. And then the person he's talking to said, please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times.
Wants Candace back at AmFest.
So like people trying to say like they wasn't really cool, but it looks like Charlie Kirk's been trying to put Candace into position.
That year, after the Zionist peer pressure to keep me off of the roster, he wasn't allowed to have me. Charlie's done. He is done. That's now a fact. He signals to his troops that he doesn't care about the money, does not care about the money anymore. He wants them out. He then has what looks like an emergency Zoom call with Rabbi Wolicki. Now, I want you to bear in mind, this is 4 a.m. in Israel. Rabbi Wolicki lives in Israel. It's 4 a.m. and he's going to jump on this call with Charlie. And he was just on this chat. He was on the chat 2 hours earlier before this call when Charlie said that he would no longer be bullied by Jewish donors who play into all of the stereotypes. That chat, that notorious chat, which also featured Josh Hammer. Okay. Josh and the rabbi 2 hours later are going to jump on this call. And later on, after Charlie was assassinated, Josh and Erika in a different time to my face, they're going to say that chat was really not a big deal. That chat wasn't a big deal. Charlie was just blowing off a little bit of steam. He didn't mean it. He never once blinked on his support for Israel. Now, according to Josh, that 2-hour later call, that was just because Josh Hammer's brilliant. He's a mentor. He was a mentor somehow to Charlie when it came to debating, and he really just needed some good talking points. He was angry at Israel, but he was just blowing off some steam, and then he was back and wanted to focus on these talking points. And so apparently he needed Josh Hammer, and he also needed this rabbi all the way in Israel who agreed to wake up at 4 a.m. his time to help Charlie with talking points to college students. It's not exactly doing some main stage event up against some big political player.
All right, what are you saying, Candace? So this segment says Erika's story doesn't add up. All right.
He needs help debating college students. So never mind the fact, let's just park aside the fact that Charlie was known as a boy wonder for doing just that. That's how he made his name, debating college kids. This time, for whatever reason, he needed some pointers, and these were the two that were best suited for the job. Okay. What we know happens thereafter is Charlie concludes this call with Josh and the rabbi, and then he sends off text messages to his security chief, Dan Flood, also to Andrew Colvett, and he says to them that they are going to kill me. Who is they? Well, Erika wants us to believe that he was referring to the left, or maybe even an Etsy witch, right? Some Etsy witch who put a curse on him. Because don't forget, we were also told that the definitely not at all Catholic Charlie had a priest come over and pray over him as well after he has this debating pointers handed to him and texting people saying he's going to die. He also was not at all Catholic and needed a priest to pray over him. And by the way, don't forget, he also apparently had no fears the next day, Erika says. She has his phone, but we got a priest praying over him. We have a declaration that he's abandoning the pro-Israel cause and that he feels that he is being bullied and he's done with it, and that Jewish would play into all the stereotypes. But we are also told that he had no fears the next day. Actually, he went to bed and he was just excited. He was elated. He couldn't sleep because doing college campus events was so brand new to him that he felt like a kid on Christmas morning. I'm just going to jump in here and tell you that's a lie.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
No one on earth has done more college campus events with Charlie Kirk than me. Charlie was not bubbling over in excitement to go answer questions from the likes of Hunter Kozak. Okay, these events, people stand up, they're just trying to debunk you. And you do them. You're not jumping out of your skin to do them because it's your job. Okay, it's the shiny effect has wore off for Charlie Kirk. He was good at his job, and he enjoyed having the debates. He enjoyed cutting across the clips so people could wake up to what was happening on college campuses. But let's just stop this absurd narrative that he couldn't sleep like it was Christmas morning.
Yeah, that is weird. Like he couldn't sleep. Like, yo, go to sleep in your daughter's room, so you can get better sleep at 2:30 in the morning. Like, man, bro. Yo, this is crazy.
Morning, and he was 4 years old. Anyway,
and this is somebody that does these debates all the time. Like, why would he be super excited to do that debate?
We can keep with Erika's story, though. Let's just stick with it, actually. She's high on, Charlie Kirk is high on life over a routine college event. And now he's up and pacing around the house, not in fear, just in excitement. This is like Disney World for him, going to UVU. Oddly, however, what we can confirm to you is Erika's best friend and her assistant did have fear for some reason. Charlie's good. He's excited, but they had fear. For some reason, Tracy Martin told her daughter, who's Erika's assistant, not to go to this event. They pull her back because Tracy senses danger. But if that's just mommy intuition, are we to believe that she did this? She pulled her daughter back from this event and she declined to share that overwhelming mommy intuition with her best friend whose husband was going to the event? That seems selfish to me. Are we also to believe that Erika wasn't interested in asking her assistant why she wasn't going to do her job, to work? I want you guys to remember, Charlie was assassinated on a Wednesday. So if Tracy pulled her daughter back from going to work or going to the event on Wednesday morning, then presumably Erika, her daughter's employer or boss, would have been made aware. You presumably would have had to say something. Maybe the conversation, hey, what are you doing staying behind here in Arizona? Didn't I tell you to go help Charlie at UVU? There's not to be some sort of a conversation? And if you're wondering why at all Erika's assistant would be traveling with Charlie, it's because she also doubled as an assistant on Charlie's show. And the whole gang was there. Remember? Charlie's show. Blake Neff's there. They're bringing amazing Mikey McCoy is there. Wow, kind of weird that she wouldn't tell her work colleagues, hey, maybe don't go. My mom's got a bad feeling. No? Or were Blake and Mikey wondering why she wasn't coming to work at UVU? How did this go? I want to know. I have all of these questions, but you see, I'm not a police officer. I don't work for the feds. And so I don't have a right to ask them outside of this podcast. Did she call out sick? Maybe she just called out sick. That's not what she told people in her immediate circle, but I'm just...
Oh my God.
Candace has Erika Kirk sweating.
Erika Kirk's gotta be sweating now. Can you imagine this? Watching that first video. I mean, this is crazy. She gotta be sweating now. Can you imagine? Like, millions of people is about to watch this. And she's breaking down like, I don't know why Charlie Kirk will be super excited about going to, a debate, and he does this on a regular basis. This is his job. This is just, it's just a university. It's not anything like super big, right? Like breaking down why you sent him away like 2:30 in the morning, and you just saying he's like, some of this stuff ain't making sense, gang. And then now you got that Nepo baby dude that just put that video out. Oh man, God. Erika Kirk is sweating that makeup off right now.
I'm just throwing things at the wall here because everything we're being told makes no sense. So did she called out altogether? Again, I'll ask the question, what sorts of best friend would move out of intuition to save her daughter's life, to protect her daughter, but not communicate those concerns to her best friend whose husband is still going to that event? Are we to believe that that is how it went down? And if the answer is yes, are we to assume that they believe we're idiots?
Now this is starting to make a little. All right, so let's go back to that video again. All right.
Was brutally canceled off the internet for having a billionaire father as well club with a social hierarchy. So at the very top, there are the billionaires who with billionaires and with past presidents or potential future presidents or even a current president, they're at the very bottom of the fucking barrel. If you were to compare it to a social hierarchy in a high school, for example, the billionaire is the superintendent of the entire school board. And a President Obama, for example, is like the president of student council. He actually has no power over the school whatsoever. It's completely performative. Every single time you've ever voted, you are really voting for someone that was handpicked for you by a billionaire who doesn't want to run themselves because they are busy ruining the planet. And honestly, being a politician is seen, as I said, in these social circles, at these dinner parties, as a very lowly job. So in summary, every single person who has made it to the level of a vice president or a president is nothing but a billionaire's bitch. So then this brings us to the fundamentals needed to understand the story of Charlie and Erika Kirk. So in 2018, a former pageant queen, Miss Arizona, Miss Erika Franzfey, stumbled into the brand new Turning Point USA office in Phoenix, Arizona. While she was there, she very quickly bumped into Charlie Kirk, who then flew her to New York City for her job interview at a burger joint, a restaurant called Bill's Burgers. At which point during the job interview, Charlie Kirk said, "Forget the interview, forget the job. I actually think I'm going to date you," because that's super professional, but that's what happened. Erika completely jumped at the chance to date Charlie because he was already anointed by the billionaire class that funded and controlled Turning Point USA as the person that was going to be the next president of the United States. This was not something that was a secret. This was not something that was implicit. This was something that was explicit in several conversations Everybody knew that Charlie Kirk one day would run to be president, and it was a running comment, a running joke that Erika Kirk would one day be the first lady. This was her life goal, and this was the plan, and the only reason in 2021 she married Charlie Kirk. She did not marry Charlie, she married the trajectory of the presidency and proximity to power, which is what she always wanted. Erika Kirk was never a stay-at-home wife. She was the operator. She hosted the donor dinners, she schmoozed the billionaires, she sealed the checks, and she ran all of the events. This is documented. Charlie was nothing but the face. He was the schmuck, the puppet that went to university to embarrass college kids, to then clip them on social media and raise money for his political campaign disguised as a charity. That's all it ever was. And Erika was the one that upkept and fostered the relationships with the billionaire class. The agreement for them was very simple. Do what you're told, ride the youth wave to the White House, and then become president and first lady of the United States. But things didn't go quite according to plan, because somewhere along the line, Charlie Kirk grew the tiniest little piece of a spine. So in 2024, Charlie began defecting on some issues that were very important to the billionaires that owned him, specifically issues regarding foreign policy. The donors began to panic that their puppet was defecting on the only issue that actually matters to them. So they attempted to appeal to him through the only lever of control they had left, which was his wife. Erika then began pestering Charlie every single night, which put immense strain on their marriage. Support the war, do what you're told, you're ruining everything that we built together. And it actually got to the point where this is documented that a priest had to be called to pray over their collapsing marriage, which I believe detonated the night of September 9th, the night before Charlie was murdered. Erika herself admitted on national television that at 2:30 in the morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could rest better before Utah. In the morning, Charlie grabbed his ring and his necklace from the bathroom and left for this huge, very important event without saying goodbye to his wife. It's been reported that shortly before his assassination, he messaged one of his friends saying, "It feels like it's over." A lot of people interpreted this as him talking about his life, but I think it's very obvious he was talking about his marriage. I think the night of September 9th, there was a fight, and Charlie and Erika decided that they would be getting a divorce. Now, I believe the only explanation that makes any sense is around the same time of Charlie messaging his friends that it's over in reference to his marriage. Erika also messaged the donors saying it's over, not only in reference to her marriage to Charlie, but in reference to all hope being lost that he would ever come back to their side politically, because he literally texted other people that he would be leaving the Israel cause. Now, from the donor's perspective, the looming divorce between Charlie and Erika not only could represent the end of Turning Point USA from an optics perspective, would be absolutely catastrophic, but also represents the fact that the very last string on their puppet, which was Erika, is gone. So they had no choice but to do what the mob does when you don't listen to them after you take their money, which is to get rid of you. And we all know what happened next. Conveniently, a 22-year-old from 142 yards away with the best shot in the entire world got rid of Charlie just in time to save Turning Point USA and anoint the new CEO, which is, of course, Erika Kirk. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erika Kirk. And I think that thing we're all registering as inauthenticity is actually guilt. Not only did Erika Kirk immediately accept the lone gunman narrative that doesn't make any sense for a multitude of reasons, she actually scolded the public for demanding answers and for being skeptical. The only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it and why. Within 72 hours of the assassination, the domain Vance Kirk 2028 was purchased. Erika immediately sprints to take the throne of her dead husband by becoming CEO of Turning Point USA. and publicly forgives the shooter on camera before we can even actually establish if he really was the killer or if he acted alone. Bullshit, and if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot. And just this week, the orange puppet appointed her to sit on the exact same seat on the US Air Force Academy board that Charlie once had, advising on foreign policy. The very foreign policy that created the emotional turbulence in her marriage with Charlie, leading to a divorce, and also the same foreign policy that ultimately got him killed. 2028 is already written. You can expect to see her name on the VP shortlist. There is a reason they are marketing her as the widow that overcame tragedy, and Erika is finally getting what she married for. Been so scared in my entire life because the information I am about to expose right now is going to completely ruin Erika Kirk's entire story. I can't even believe I'm filming this. So I got an email today from someone that works at Allo. I'm going to, of course, keep their identity anonymous. This person emailed me, and I'll put it on the screen, that they work at Allo, and they looked up Erika's account. And it appeared that she had spent over $1,000 buying Allo clothing the day after Charlie was... I can't remember everything she bought, but it was all black clothing. Obviously, it's not that important, but I personally found it super sketchy. I also don't know. And then she says something about where Erika lives. I'm not going to include that. You can see it clear as day on the receipt, which I will show you guys for transparency, that Erika Francevay, her maiden name, purchased $1,043.30 worth of clothing on September 11th, 2025 at 11:10 a.m. Guys, put this into perspective. I'm looking it up here. Charlie Kirk was announced to be at 4 p.m. on September 10th. Not even 24 hours later, Erika went home, woke up in the morning, and bought an Allo tracksuit. I don't even know what's more egregious.
That's crazy.
Erika should be dragged into a police precinct. Tracy Martin should be dragged
Yeah.
into a police precinct. Her daughter should be made to sit and answer basic questions about this intuition. Messages should be shared, shown. Everyone should figure out how this happened. That's where I'm at on this. She needs to be questioned. Erika needs to be questioned because my dog Blue is leaving his paw print, and this picture seems pretty obvious that is emerging. Paw print number 1 on the day of Charlie's actual funeral. Her and Andrew Colvett, Erika and Andrew Colvett, had an emergency 3-way call with Dr. Lee Trotter, the surgeon, trying to figure out how to respond to the public about why the 30-06 didn't pass through Charlie's neck. Erika allegedly is the one who put forth this 3-way call. She's on the call. There was no HIPAA violation here. And she is the one that suggested that Charlie has a Superman neck. And again, they are playing defense because I shared the fact on my podcast.
Wait, he was hit with a 30-06 and it didn't go through?
Go through. Well, it did not go through. There was no blood at all. Apparently, Andrew hit send on X to Superman neck. And we're led to believe for a very long time that was referring to, I don't know, something the surgeon said, which she didn't. My dog Blue paw print number 2, Erika lied to Glenn Beck about Charlie having not sent around text messages the night before to various people signaling that he thought he was going to be murdered. I have his phone. And then she said that was a mistake. No, it must have been on Telegram that he sent that. And then I confirmed with my person that had access to Dan Flood's phone that it wasn't sent on Telegram. It was sent on iMessage. So she lied to me. She lied twice. She lied once and then she lied again to me. And I don't like when people lie to my face.
Oh my God, bro. Oh Lord. Hey, Erika's world is like crumbling right now, man.
Paw print number 3.
Is it really worth it to like obtain all the riches? under these circumstances? Let me know. I don't know, man.
Erika was at the meeting in the Hamptons when Bibi Netanyahu called and offered to take Turning Point to the next level, but she cannot remember that particular detail, boys.
She was at the Hamptons when Bibi Netanyahu called and offered to take Turning Point to the next level, but she can't remember the details.
Girls, what is the picture that is emerging? We could do more paw prints, but this is a toddler show. 3 should be enough to have a picture that's emerging. We should be able to take out my handy dandy notebook and put together a picture here, a story here should be emerging. And the kids, you can just shout, what's happening here? What are we looking at, kids? And that doesn't even account for all of the subjective oddities, vibes, like Erika's emotions, the Zoom call, the Shabbat Shalomin book tour, Erika asserting to Barry Weiss, of all people, that Jew hatred is wrong, Erika allowing Ben Shapiro to open at AmFest behind her.
Bro, that was crazy. Having Ben Shapiro up there was insane. Like, if you know anything about Charlie Kirk, come on, bro. Like, he not gonna be rocking with that. Like, oh my God, bro. Ben Shapiro tried to, I don't even want to say it on this platform, trying to make a lot of things okay. You know, with what he believes and all of that, and kind of make it like they're kind of with that. When Charlie Kirk was obviously turning his back on all of that, like
I said, that was my clue. Something was wrong. When Ben came out swinging, I was going, oh, something's very wrong here. Yeah. Erika welcoming the New York Times into their shared home. Basically, Erika here is pulling the LBJ. And what I mean by that is as soon as LBJ got into office after JFK's assassination, he reversed course on every single one of JFK's policies. JFK's enemies seemingly became LBJ's friends. Erika appears to be doing that to me strongly.
Are y'all hitting the like button? Hit the like button, man. We got people see this.
I know for a fact Charlie disliked Ben. Why would you let him buy his way onto the stage? Charlie said no, for a fact, to more Zionist control at Turning Point USA. He signaled to the troops, this is done, it is over. Charlie said no to Bibi Netanyahu coming on his show. So he was done being bullied by Zionist dollars. Is that the energy that we're getting right now?
Hold on, we gotta go to her hugging JD. I gotta see this.
Energy that we're getting right now from Turning Point USA? I broke the story and people didn't believe me because it sounds made up. I'm not making this up. There was scheduled a few weeks ago for Bibi Netanyahu, Erika Kirk, and Ben Shapiro to film from together hold on. Something. Maybe it was supposed to be for the Super Bowl. I don't know, but it got canceled.
Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, they playing with my internet. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on.
No one will ever.
I'll be playing on my internet, y'all. Man. Oh my God! Oh my God! Bro, that wasn't no regular hug, bro. Am I gassing this? This mental had me in here gassing. Am I gassing? Was that hug a little bit too too intimate? Look how she looking at this thing. Look how she looking at him. Vance, you dog, you. Vance! Look at all the jewelry she got on. Look how she looking at him. She's enamored. Look at the gaudy. Like, you know what she like. She she immediately, look at all them bracelets. She can't just have one. She got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She got over 10 bracelets. Bruh. This is not, and he's like, what? What? She grabbed on me like that. What? JD Vance, you dog. You're a dog for life. I rock with you, JD Vance, but come on, bro. Can't say I blame you, Vance. She ain't bad looking, you know what I mean? Oh, Vance, bro. Look at her. Look at her. What? What'd I do? Oh, my God, Vance. Oh, my God. What? That's what you get. Your homeboys like with me in high school. You know what I'm saying? And the girl, you know what I mean? One of the cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying? When you was young, you know what I'm saying? Like what? Like JD Vance, you a dog. JD. He looked back. Can we get some dogs in the chat? JD Vance. Come on, gang. You're not tricking us here. What?
Turning Point USA. I broke the story and people didn't believe me because it sounds made up. I'm not making this up. There was a scheduled a few weeks ago for Bibi Netanyahu, Erika Kirk, and Ben Shapiro to film together something. Maybe it was supposed to be for the Super Bowl. I don't know, but it got canceled at the last second. They were filming something in Palm Beach and it got canceled last second. Does that feel like the direction of travel that Charlie Kirk was going into?
Nah.
We can't even get his widow to at least come out and tell the truth about Charlie shifting positions. Does that not strike you as odd? Again, we're now in subjective territory, but does that not strike you as odd to at least...
You know, she like anti-Israel right now, like anti-Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu. She don't like him. So she putting this all out on the table.
Say, as I would feel, and as I have felt, like, you know, screw you, Josh Hammer, and this person, everybody who was mean to him and stressed him out in those final days. We're not even getting that energy. And in case you still do not believe what I have maintained from the very beginning about Charlie, who had flipped his position on Israel, I want to show you this clip of Megyn Kelly, which is going viral from her appearance on Piers Morgan's show. Now, Megyn Kelly is not the person that I expected to be one of the very few people with a platform who knew Charlie, who simply did the right thing and told the truth. Okay? She has taken a ton of flack for that. I also want to be clear that her and I do not agree. She supports Turning Point USA. She supports the direction Turning Point USA is going into ostensibly. She disagrees with me on a great many number of topics. But at this juncture, I would probably crawl over broken glass to defend her, even if I didn't agree with her positions, because she showed that she has a soul. And apparently that's rare in politics. She showed and demonstrated that she had a soul when a good man was murdered in broad daylight in front of the entire world. And she had the courage to simply tell the truth. She said, yes, Charlie changed his mind of a topic of Israel. She believes that Tyler Robinson was the person, as she has said on her show. Again, we don't agree, but she thinks that it was Tyler Robinson who did this. And she agrees with the narrative that we're not getting a lot of details because it's just making its way through its court system. But that hasn't made her lie about what Charlie was going through at the end. Why is it Megyn Kelly? Charlie Kirk didn't make Megyn Kelly. Charlie Kirk did not employ Megyn Kelly. She wasn't making tons of money at Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk didn't sweat and lose sleep trying to build up Megyn Kelly. But all of his lieutenants around him, they're silent. They're letting the lies fly. This is Megyn Kelly on Piers Morgan, and she makes an incredible point that they're all coming after her. I don't know why she's always responsible for what I say, even though we don't agree. I don't even go on her show. But they don't go after people like Piers Morgan, who actually does platform me. Take a listen to what she had to say.
And just on Candace Owens, you've been very supportive of her, not critical, even though she, I would argue, and I have to her face when I've had her on the show, well, I get on well with Candace, but some of the stuff she's been doing in relation to Erika Kirk, Brigitte Macron, and others, I do think is really regrettable, kind of conspiracy theory nonsense just for clicks and money. Why would you hesitate before criticizing her over stuff like that?
I've criticized Candace many times over the years. We've had many public fights over the years. But isn't it interesting that you will, quote, platform Candace? She hasn't been on my show in several years, but I get all the hard time. Why am I getting that? You're the one, quote, platforming Candace Owens. She and I don't have that kind of relationship. Candace took a bunch of crap because she was very anti-Israel in the Gaza war. And it became a thing where you had to say she was terrible in her positioning. And then after Charlie died, she started questioning whether Israel had any role in it. And that's when they really tried to amp up the pressure on me to condemn her. And I refused because Charlie was starting to have serious questions about Israel. Not just its role
Megyn Kelly keeping it real
in the Gaza war, but its influence on American politicians, something he and I spent hours and hours discussing. So I had no problem with Candace Owens asking those questions. And I refused to condemn her because I was under pressure from these people who wanted me to. And then that morphed into then everything Candace said thereafter, with which I may or may not have had serious problems, that I had to, where's the condemnation? And it was all really about the Israel thing. And I'd rather die than bend the knee to these people. I'd rather die than bend the knee. It won't happen. I didn't raise my fist and say BLM, and I'm not going to condemn the people they want me to condemn just so that I can get a little pat on my head from them. It's not important to me. What's important to me is I live free. And that, frankly, is what it means to be an American.
That is incredibly powerful. And like I said, kudos to Megyn Kelly because she's telling the truth.
Come on, Megyn Kelly. Why did you have to say Black Lives Matter like that? Like, what does the BLM have to do with any of this? Come on, Megyn Kelly. Come on. Like, hide it a little bit better, Megyn.
It has always been about Israel. It's not about morality. And by the way, even if she did come out outright and condemn me, that would buy her maybe until next week. If she didn't say the next thing they wanted her to say, they would destroy her. She
knows how it works. Like, if she condemns me, she'll get patted on the back and on the head for a week, but then it's going to be something else. And they're going to want her to do something else and something else and something else. And then before you know it, she'll be playing into what they want. Like, no.
This pattern over and over again. I'm one of the people that suffered from this pattern. I don't like what's happening in Gaza. Look what they did to me. Look what's happening with Charlie. Does this make any sense to you? Charlie was, for a fact, having plenty of doubts about Israel. Anybody in his inner circle can tell you that.
Five Ox Fox said, why did Black Lives Matter have to take a strike? You know why she did that.
And yet people in his inner circle are not telling you that. Instead, they are spending money and going after influencers from the very beginning to influence people to believe that Candace was lying about this fact. And now we have a predicament when even the person...
And look how Ben Shapiro is firing on Candace Owens now. I wonder why. I wonder who wants him to do that.
Closest to Charlie, his wife, is being caught telling lies. These are lies. It is inexplicable why her assistant was pulled back on September 10th. Maybe it is actually. Maybe it is something that can be explained. Then they should explain it. This is way too coincidental. I want to be very clear on my perspective on this. But
I got to get out of here. Shout out to everybody that's been checking in. There's a lot going on in entertainment. I could talk about a lot of things, but this is kind of something that what the Nepo baby dude came out with, and he's got he's shaking things up with that video he put out, showing that she went shopping less than 24 hours. after whatever happened to Charlie Kirk. And then like, 2:30 in the morning, she sends him off into another room, and and then now and then it makes you go back to some of the things that Candace Owens was saying. I will say Candace Owens has a lot of like open-ended questions, right? She just throws a lot of those out, like open-ended, like, but they have to prove. I don't have to prove anything. I just gotta, ask questions, but they have to, give me the answers I want. But it's like a lot of open-ended stuff. Sometimes I think Candace is spot on. You know what I mean? I don't think she's right 100% of the time. I think a lot of this, and as is entertainment and stuff like that. I do want to put that out there. And it's Charlie Kirk was her friend. I do think part of it she wants answers, but then she's got a big audience she's entertaining. People are invested into this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in a comment. But I'm not about to be one of these people. Candace Owens is this and that. I'm not gonna trash her. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if something like this happened to you and you had a friend that's like constantly bringing up like the inconsistencies of what happened, I mean, she riding for him. Whether or not it's views or not, whatever, she's uncovering a lot and she's making people wonder and question things. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. Ahmad Kamari, subscribe. And, she's beautiful while she's doing it. I'm sorry, Candace. I had to say that. But shout out to everybody. Ahmad Kamari, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that.